Oh, great. India. What's up, India? What do you got?
So,
What's
so
going
you
on?
never answered the question. We talked about the sucky one, but are we going to probably do something in next year?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we'll probably do something. We'll do something cool.
Yeah, because then we could get to see your new twenty five
Oh
thousand
my
square
god!
foot.
And
You gotta
we're gonna see my next warehouse because it's right
you
next.
gotta get a bigger
You
conference
getting
than the
another one?
dumpster one.
Yeah,
Holy
we. I've
crap!
been working on it. Well, you just saw the lease. You just saw the lease. I just showed you the thing. I paid for the whole year, but we're looking at another warehouse right next to it.
No.
I don't, I don't want to say something because I had a bad talk with the owner today of the warehouse, and we're way off on numbers right now. So if I just say we're gonna get it, we're gonna get it, but we're not gonna. I don't know. Be honest with you, I have no idea. Okay, so it is Tuesday, the 12th, and I went to so I got a phone call late from Orson. He's like, yo, bro, do you want to go to this dumpster thing? I'm like, I don't want to go, bro. People from dumpster companies don't like me that much because I'm always saying dumpsters suck. Maybe I shouldn't
Yeah, we
go.
don't.
Maybe there's a conflict of interest.
Yep.
And I was looking at pocket knives that night. I was looking for baseball bats that night so I could take the next day to the in case they beat me up, right? And honestly, it was pretty cool. We got there. Orson, go ahead. Orson, tell a little of the story. I'll let you take over, brother.
Yeah, so it was actually Fred, Mountain Life here. He told me that he was thinking about coming down maybe a month ago or so. And he told me about this event, and I was like, well, I'm not really I'm in the junk removal. I don't know what I'm going to do with dumpsters. But then I went down this rabbit hole. He kept telling me about it. So I was like, okay, this is going to be cool. This is going to be cool. And as it got closer, Fred decided that he wasn't going to go. So I was like, well, shit, I don't want to go by myself. So I was on Facebook, and this guy, kind of like Matt Fitch, but a different company, was giving away tickets. So I messaged him. He got me 2 more tickets. So I invited Ricardo, and he was like, hell yeah, let's get in a fight over there. So I pull up to the conference. This is I know absolutely nothing about this, but I just know the address. So I pull up and I'm like, fuck, I am poor. I do not fit in here. It was all brand new trucks, giant 40-yard dumpsters. They got the Texas flag painted on them, the American flag. It's at this extremely big facility, Keystone. And I was like, man, I do not fit in here. And so, I kind of just stood by my truck a bit, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to talk to some of these people. So I started walking around talking to them. And it turns out they're just like us. They're just regular people who own a business,
They're broke.
But the big difference about it is, you can start junk removal with $0. I think I started with like 5,000 was my initial investment. But you can really start with $0. And the more I was talking with these guys, they're like, yeah, I got 30 bins. I got 2 trucks going, some employees. And I never asked them how much money they're in this. But as the event went on and the presentations went on, I was like, these guys are in like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. And now, if I put myself, say, in like $500,000 of debt, for example, right? Which $500,000 sounds crazy to us. To these people, I don't think it really does. If I'm putting myself in $500,000 worth of debt, I better be profiting like $1 million or more. Now these guys are making the same amount that we are. So during the Keystone event, or during this thing, one of the presentations was them trying to sell us the dumpsters, right? So this was weird. This whole event was about just trying to sell you stuff, but they were selling the dumpsters. I have the flyer here. I'm gonna post it in a second, but for a trailer, a roll-off trailer without any bins, by the way, these prices do not include bins.
Yeah.
So this trailer basically makes it so you put a roll-off dumpster on top of it, and then you can roll it off. So the trailer starts at $28,500. Now, if you don't want a trailer, if you want a small truck, a F550, that starts at $115,000. And if you want a mid-size truck, up to 20,000 pounds, that's $160,000.
Oh, that's
and
cheap.
If you want one of the big boys, if you got a CDL and stuff like American AF, who hosted the event, this is what he drives. That starts at $240,000.
Whoa!
And none of these prices, by the way, include the actual dumpsters. This is just for the trucks. So me and Ricardo, we had a lot of fun. And I noticed a lot of these guys also, they do dumpster rentals and junk removal. Now you might ask yourself, well, why are they doing both? Well, probably because they're not making enough money with just the dumpster rentals. They gotta do junk removal. So it was a really cool event. It was we met a ton of people. We made some videos. We met some arch nemesis, Ricardo over there, and it was really fun. They had really good food. The food truck's expensive, but it was pretty good.
Yep.
And
Rick,
all
you got
around,
quick,
it was a great event.
Rick, you got a quick question?
No, I was going to say I've been in this boat before, but I think when we get into the conversation about buying roll-offs, and because I've been down this road before, I was going to share some input, but I can wait till we talk about it.
Clinton, you got a quick one so I can finish the story?
I was just gonna say I went there last year, and it is.
Okay.
You want to? I was supposed to go this year. I got the tickets from that Knuckles guy. but
Yeah,
I forgot
right.
all-
That's who invited us too.
Yeah. So yeah, man, you're gonna come out of there 200,000 in debt right off the bat. You go over there.
Not
Oh,
bad,
this,
not bad.
buy this, buy that, dude.
So
I was like, I'm good.
So I swear to God, Fred, I'm gonna mute your ass if you keep on saying shit, Fred. I swear, Fred, I'm gonna mute you, Fred. I swear to God. Raise your hand if you want to mute Fred, because I'm gonna mute his ass. Listen. Great. Go ahead, Fred. Go ahead.
No, I was just supporting muting myself.
Oh, okay. So I went there thinking, because I'm always in my videos, I'm always making fun of people with dumpsters. Junk removal is better than dumpsters. And so I figured I'm going to go there and I'm going to start a conflict. Someone's going to know me and, say something to me and stuff. And it wasn't nothing like that. There was a lot of people that knew who they didn't even recognize Orson. And I was Orson, where are you? Okay, Orson. So tell them the story where I met all these people, because that way,
Yeah, so it was kind of set up like any other conference, that they had a big stage and then the rows of seats. So me and Ricardo were sitting, I think, on the second row, and as people were saying like junk removal, we would turn around, look at them, and they were like, "Oh, hey, that's Ricardo, that's Orson." And then people were walking by, and they would pat Rick on the shoulder, stuff like that. "Oh, hey, how are you?" And then whenever someone's walking around with the camera, they're trying to get a picture or a video. I would say a lot of people recognized you, like 15 to 20 people at least. And that's just the people who came up. I'm sure, hey, you had an ex-employee that came. Someone that used to work for you a long time ago was there. That was cool.
I didn't even recognize him. And he still introduced himself to me. I had no idea who the fuck he was. Anyway, it was just weird. I met a lot of people because I guess the dumpster industry is like a totally different industry to us. And they were saying they knew who I was, and I was just like, I don't know who the fuck. And some guy that rolling ops or some possum guy that has a lot of subscribers. Oh, but one thing is, I want to say this, because everybody asked me about the haunted house. Everybody did. It was crazy. They just know about the haunted house. Kind of shows you how strong social media is in that aspect. Okay, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the dumpster. So the cheapest one was an F550 with the dumpster. It was running $115,000. I thought the price was with the dumpster and the truck, Orson, and you said it was separate.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to present the flyer, but I just sent it to you as a text message, so maybe you can look at it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. It only includes the truck and no.
You can't bring it up, Orson. You can't bring the flyer up right now on your.
It won't, for some reason it won't let me, but I just sent it to you as a text.
If you send it to me by email, I can pull it up really quick. So, I was talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people don't even have a business established anyway. There was like a handful. Oh, I'm thinking of doing it. I'm thinking of starting a junk removal service. And Hunter Wilson. Do y'all know who Hunter Wilson is? Anybody? He's on Facebook, always throwing shit out there. What's the name? His company's Clean Out Clutter. Really nice guy.
Is that the guy you did the video with?
Too. He does some funny posts.
Yes, he does funny stuff. So yes, I did the video with him. He had some good points to say about me and Russ fight all the time, Russ Berry. But just sitting there
to play that song, me and the devil.
talking to Rod, I'm talking to this guy. It just kind of opened my eyes about how people think about the dumpster industry and the junk removal industry. But you can tell that a lot of people have so much money invested in these machines, dude. I was just like, dang, bro. I'm just so glad I'm in junk removal.
I emailed it to you.
Okay. And I'm just so glad that I'm not into this business. And I'm thinking it's so easily influenced for a small business to go to something like, and I think Clinton, you mentioned that you went to it last year, right? But it's so easy to be influenced, right? And see all these big machines. So tell me how you felt when you went last year, how it worked out for you.
Expensive. Very, very expensive. I was like, I'm not gonna put myself, because I was thinking of getting a hook lift truck.
Uh-huh.
But I started looking at that like, man, how much dumpsters do I need to do to even make a payment? Then you got commercial insurance on them things. It's just so much, dude. You gotta have money to go. Those guys that are doing it, they came from money. They got money. Like that American AF Dumpsters, he sold a limo business. So he had money to go into it. You're not going in there, I'm thinking about it. You better have a lot of capital, you know, a bunch of cash if you're going to think about doing that.
So real quick, that's very true that you need a lot of money to start. But at this conference, they had so many lenders, and I went up to one and I lied my ass off. I was like, hey man, I just started this year. You know, I'm not going to report anything on my taxes. I got like a 600 credit score, this, that. But like I got 10 grand down. Is there a way you could help me? And I was like, bro, if you want, we'll figure out how to get you on the app. We'll get you the money. Don't worry about it. So I think there's a lot of predatory lending going on in this business, and it's really killing a lot of people.
And Orson, you said that one person told you, what was it, like 12% interest rate or something?
Yeah, so I asked him, hey man, what's like roughly the APR? And he was like, if you got good credit, I can get you 12%. If you don't have any credit, because he was like, we also deal with a lot of people who don't have credit or bad. He's like, it's like 24.9% or something like that, which is insane. That these $160,000 trucks will go to $300,000 after the interest.
Yeah. So one cool thing about these trucks, I will tell you, is that they all had the Lone Star State flag on it. That was really cool. Where they had an American flag, kind of representing, you know, the U.S. and stuff. They were really cool. And then they were elevated like this. A lot of them were like standing up like this. So it looked really cool, and it kind of seduces people. And of course, there was lenders all over the place trying to lend stuff. And I avoided it. I did get a lot of caps from Orson. Let me tell you something about Orson. He takes advantage of every fucking booth out there. He goes from booth to booth, and he just takes advantage of them. He takes hats, flyers. I mean, he gave me all the stuff. I got it here, right here. And
I got coffee mugs. I got like 10 notepads. I entered every single raffle twice.
Yeah.
Like,
and I would sit there, and I'm sitting there talking to somebody, and Orson would come here, hold this cup, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then 5 minutes later, hey, well, here's some keychains. I'm like, Orson, where the fuck? And he'd come back. He goes, bro, what size hat you wear? I'm like, huh? You know, I don't even wear caps. And he brings me a Nike cap. He brings me an American flag cap. He's bringing me hot dogs. He's bringing me drinks. He's like, here. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? And he's going from every booth getting stuff. And me, I'm like, dude, I want to go home. I'm like, well, I saw these trucks. Anyway, let's go back to the trucks. So here's the trucks. There's the prices. Can y'all read that stuff?
No, it's hard.
Oh, it is? Nobody can see it that good?
It looks good on my screen.
I think it has a way to zoom in.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I figured it out.
That's insane. One truck starting at $160,000.
Yeah.
And so real quick, starting out, so that means the XL base level, that means you don't get the tarp system. You have to buy the tarp system additionally. Just basic of the basic, and it does not include the dumpster on the back. So like that truck that you see there on the left, not the one with the Texas dumpster, but the one you see on the left, that's what you're gonna get. And you can tell that's what you're gonna get too, because it says HT14 truck mount. So if it came with the dumpster, it would say truck complete system or something like that. That's how the guy from Keystone explained it to me.
So even though it shows a tarping system on it, it does. All of them show it a tarping system. They don't come
Yeah.
with.
So they're all gonna show you like the best model you can get, so it looks pretty on the picture. But that doesn't mean that that's what you're gonna get.
Oh hell, I fucked that up. My bad, guys. There it is.
So another thing is there's two different types of trucks in this business. So there's a hook lift truck, and there's like a chain operated truck. So I think the two on the bottom are the ones with the chain. So the chain is you have to get out of the truck and hook the chain up to the dumpster. Fred
They're
might be
called
able to
cable.
explain this better. A cable, yeah. I'm sorry, a cable. So kind of just from what I got, like talking to the Keystone guys, there's two different kinds. So the hook lift is going to be more. So these starting at prices are the ones you got to get out of the truck physically, hook up your dumpster, unhook it, blah, 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 blah. If you want like the no touch thing, he told me it's around like 15, 20,000 additional. So this is like a very
winch,
predatory market.
it has a winch on it. The trailers are all have winches systems on it, and that's what mine had. You had to get out and hit them all. I mean, it's just the way it was.
Yeah, and that's why it says starting at, because these trucks can go upwards of $300,000 fully decked out.
Rick,
And plus a wrap. You have to wrap it, obviously.
Anybody got questions about this?
I would. Yeah.
I got a question for Rick. How many dumpsters could you do in a day? Say they were all full and you're going to get them.
Well, that's what made it. Well, I guess I'd have to separate the junk removal side because I also did my junk removals and tried to run dump. That's why I sold off the dumpsters. Yeah. But you could probably turn. You probably do. You got to figure every dumpster to go out, pick it up, empty it, and to get it somewhere else was around a 2-hour turn. Depending on how busy it was at the dump and where you were going. So in an 8-hour day. If you're lucky, depending on how quickly it goes, you might be able to do 5, maybe 4.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 3 to 4 probably.
Max. Yeah, it just depends. But for me, I mean, I'm doing my junk removals, and I'm trying to hit the dump at the end of the day with these dumpsters before I can get to the next customer the next morning or later that day. Because unlike junk removal, you just can't keep filling it up. You got to empty it completely empty for every customer. So it was tough to do, trying to do both. For me, it was anyway. I didn't enjoy it. That's why I sold them off.
Plus, people overloading it and putting all sorts of back shit in there.
Oh yeah, they overload. Neighbors use them. I mean, it's so customers weren't happy that it was more in there than what they put. I said, I don't care that you paid me up front anyway. But it was that's what mine was like right there. But it's And not only that, the dumpster business out here for smaller guys like us, I sold at the right time because it really went south. I don't know how guys are out there right now making it, but it really went south out.
So this one that you're seeing in the video, this is my hitch. This is the hitch version of it. That's one of them. And then I'm looking for the other one.
Mine was a gooseneck.
Yeah, here's the gooseneck right here.
Because I have an F350 dually and I had the trailer set up, it was required CDL.
Oh, there it is right there.
Another thing about those dumpsters those guys aren't thinking when they're looking at all those pretty trucks is where are they going to put all those dumpsters? Where are they going to store them at? Because like my storage place doesn't allow dumpsters. You gotta be on wheels.
Yeah. I kept mine.
Money. My guy's got them on his backyard.
Yeah, that's what I did. I have a half acre, so I was able to keep all mine at my place.
To answer one of your questions as well, when I was driving roll-off for a company out here, I would be able to average anywhere between 8 to 12 a day in a 8-hour shift up to a 16-hour shift.
Man.
Yeah.
But was that like you pick it up empty from one customer, take that empty one like full there, or like how were you?
So we would swap them out. Once I had like my route, I would just pass by and then start swapping dumpsters out, taking them to the one client, and then dropping some you'd have to drop in the side street just to run that one because it would go right back to that company. So you'd have to just go dump, bring it back, and then go pick your 20-yard back up, take that 20-yard, drop it off somewhere else, and then go grab the other one at this location. It's a dispatching headache if you're not organized.
Well, 90% of ours was residential. I mean, we rarely ever, because I had the smaller dumpsters, the 14 yards. So I didn't do the big ones. So
Well, yeah.
I couldn't drop and do it the way you did it. I had to just take
What
care
was what was the most you dropped in one day, Rick?
if I solely only had dumpsters, I designated a day just for dumpsters. I could probably rotate about 4 in a regular day, 5, maybe 5.
The most I ever
What
did
was
was
the
3.
average price of those dumpsters? What would you say? Like
What I bought?
the average price, like job price, like, so I don't know, like you rent out the dumpster for $300 for
No,
example.
I rented mine for $370 up to 2 tons, and that's for a 14 yard. But it's getting so slim out here. I know a guy he's got 17 and 20 yards, and he's renting them for $225. I don't know how he's making money. A lot of these guys are making money right now.
So like just assuming 370 and you can do 5, so roughly like $1,850.
Minus dump fees and all the other costs. Yeah.
There's
So
no
like let's
money.
say $1,500, $1,500, and
That's-
like how long would you leave those dumpsters there for? Like 3 days, 5 days?
Mine were 7-day rentals.
Seven days.
First of all, Orson, I don't want to interrupt you, but you're asking a question. He said that the most if he ever had to. So on a normal day, Rick, let's just say a normal fucking day, how many could you put out there?
If I was doing it with dumpster rental or junk removal and everything else, I might be able to get another 2 in the day.
Okay, so 2. Now we're at 2. So now do your math, Orson, because
That's like $740.
Yeah, that's
But I was asking the biggest amount because like 1850. If you said 7 days, you can make $2,000 in junk removal in a week, no problem. So it just without spending all this money on equipment.
and that's if they're renting. That's if they're not sitting in my backyard. Now I'm not saying I kept them going 100%. It's slowed down big time, and a lot of my roofing company guys and other guys, they just started buying their own dump trailers. It got to the point where my dumpster's sitting back there, and I'm going, okay, and it worked out because my junk removal was busy enough, but that's why I sold it. It was just too much time, and they just weren't rolling after a while. So it worked out.
Rick, so I sold mine too. How much did you sell yours for? So I had 2. I had a hitch and a gooseneck. What did you sell yours for? So I can see how bad I got screwed.
Okay, so when I first bought my setup, I bought it with 2 dumpsters. I bought the gooseneck and 2 dumpsters for $15,000.
That's good. That's a good price.
Yeah, it worked out good. I still have the trailer and one of the dumpsters that I had someone build for me just because I want to keep it for myself as a backup.
Yeah.
I basically bought my dumpsters at the time for around $2,000 to $2,300 each.
Uh-huh.
I sold them a summer ago or so for $4,000 each.
And the trailer?
I kept it.
Oh, okay. You didn't sell the whole. So I had 12 dumpsters. My first setup, because I needed to get off the property, I sold it for $7,000 with 5 dumpsters. And the second setup I sold for $6,500 with 4 dumpsters.
You got taken.
Well, yeah, because I want to get them off the proproperty.
Right.
Yeah. I remember Halloween was coming up, and I was like, I got to get rid of these things. I need the room for them.
Yeah.
So
you could have done more.
Yeah. And this is like way before everything went shit. Way before that. I don't know. I just got rid of them. The guy that bought them, he was happy. He was like, yeah, I got deal.
I'm happier without them.
Yeah. I'm way happy. You know what? It let me concentrate on junk removal. And after I got rid of them, I recognized that I was really not that efficient with my whole business because of those dumpsters. It really hampered my business big time. God, they were awful. They were
A lot
awful.
of wasted time.
I'll tell you something, Orson. You know how we schedule jobs? Like tomorrow, I got 6 jobs, right? I couldn't do that. I couldn't schedule 6 jobs. Nah, it'd be like 2 jobs and a dumpster because they take so much time. Oh my God, they're awful. They're awful.
And people would have them for 7 days, and then about 4 days into it, they're like, "Hey, I'm done. I need you to come pick it up. I don't want it in my driveway anymore."
Yeah, like out of the blue, that like they own you. I hated that shit too.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
hated
so
that.
Fred, you do dumpster rental. What do you think about all of this so far?
I mean, you know, the prices above are brand new. I mean, I bought and you know, the prices are going to be a little bit higher, but you know, but I bought a CDL truck. So like right now you're looking at 240,000. I bought a CDL truck and 5 bins for 60,000. So the great entry point, and you know, it's just for me, I mean, I wish I could do more junk removal. I think it's the city that I'm in, but we mostly do dumpsters and moving every day. So that's kind of like what this market requires. So, I mean, I think that there are ways of getting it cheaper. I think one of the easiest ways to get a newer truck, but cheaper, is just buy it from somebody who, you know, bought it new and wants to either buy another one or is getting out of the business, because there's a lot of those types of people. But you know, I mean, it's depending on how you price it and depending on how you do it, it can be a very profitable, but I do understand, like, if you don't want to get into debt, it's kind of hard. And then also it's for some of those higher ticket things, and it's something that you have to like save up and buy like a couple dumpsters. Save up, buy a couple dumpsters, find out your market, because you know, some cities, dumpsters are a huge need. Not all, but some, it's like a huge, you know, some cities have it taken care of, but there's always room in the market for somebody, depending on how you want to do it. But a lot of what Ricardo says about like, it's just different. It takes, just like if you buy $100,000 junk truck, it's going to take you a longer time to get out of it.
I want to answer this question and Rick, I want you to answer the question right after I answer it, because you owned it and I owned it. Okay, so I could start a junk removal business for $10,000. Let's just say that I buy a truck for $5,000, a trailer for $5,000, and then I go do jobs. I can go buy a trailer. A new trailer cost me $20,000, and then I have to pull it with the trailer, the truck that I would buy used at $5,000. So I have a $25,000 investment. But the weird thing about it is, when you're investing $25,000, you expect to make more profit than the $10,000 that you spent in junk removal. Rick?
I agree. It, you know, for me, I started with dumpster rentals and then got into junk removal as part of it, because a lot of customers were like, they wanted me to come out and do it. And then I ended up keeping the junk removal side of it. But I was one of those, I got lucky that I was able to buy my setup. I already had an old 7.3, you know, F250. So I was able to get started, and it had a gooseneck on it. So I was able to get started, and I got into it really low. But then, you know, now though, anybody wants to get into it, I'm one of those, if you buy an old truck or anything like that, you got to expect there's going to be problems. You beat that truck up going into the landfill and doing everything else. So you got to have some good equipment. And
Okay. Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
I kept extra tires too. You know, you have your 4 tires. I had 4 tires on my trailer. I had a spare, but I went and bought an extra tire. So if I came home, because almost every day I got a nail. And I had to switch it out right then without touching my spare, because I needed that if I was out on the road and something happened. So, you know, you always had equipment wise, it was tough to keep up sometimes. Yeah.
So let's look at it these days. Let's look at it right now. Okay. Let's buy a used truck right now. What's an estimate for a used truck? Everybody tell me, come on, I want to buy a F450. How much is it used right now? What do they run? A good one with
15 grand.
How much?
15 grand.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
I went on Craigslist and I looked up hook lift truck, and I think the cheapest one in DFW in Dallas was like 60 grand. 60 or
yeah, their hook lifts are expensive.
No, I'm just talking about the truck right now. Just the truck.
Yeah, just to pull a trailer, right?
Yeah, it's just to pull a trailer. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So
like 10
what's
grand,
the cheapest?
Easy 10 grand.
90.
How much?
60,000 to 90,000.
Okay, first of all, bro, we're talking
10,000.
about an old ass truck.
10,000.
How old?
Not a 24. Let's go. Okay. Let's take the number of $10,000. That's a good number. Okay. That's a good 2006, 2007 truck. Okay. Ford F450. I've seen them before. That Mountain Life saying 2000. Okay. Well, let's just keep it at. Now, how about a used trailer? How much is a used trailer right now?
1,500.
5,000.
Okay. We'll go with
2,000.
So the investment is $12,000. You have a truck and a flatbed that costs you $12,000. Now, Rick, how much is one of those rigs right now used? One of these standard rail roll-off trailers. How much is one used?
I'm seeing them out there for about 12,000 just for the gooseneck. And I always just mess with gooseneck. I hardly ever see any bumper pulls, but for a gooseneck roll-off dumpster trailer, you're around 9,000 to 12,000.
How about you, Sin City? What do you think for the trailer? Just the trailer, the standard rail roll-off. What are you thinking?
Right around what Rick was saying.
Okay, and then let's get the truck. The truck we already said is 10,000. So we said 12,000 for a truck and a flatbed to start a business, and then now we're talking about almost double that, $24,000.
You still need dumpster.
Yeah, that's for a dumpster. That's for one of these standard roll-off trailers and an F450 that can pull it. Yeah, because we said $12,000 for the roll-off.
You haven't even got to the dumpsters yet.
Oh,
They don't have
shit, that's
dumpsters.
right. You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
3,000 to 4,000 each.
Dumpsters around 4,000 to 6,000 each right now, especially when the prices still went up there. What, a year or two ago? It was crazy, but you're looking around 4,000 to 6,000 for just one dumpster.
So we'll just say 16,000, 12,000 for the trailer, and then 4,000 for the it's a 16 grand, and then the truck. So we're looking at $26,000, 26K right there. And then
Put
you
at least 3 dumpsters. At least 3 dumpsters.
Yeah, you're gonna need three dumpsters.
Yeah, at least.
Definitely. So you're looking at what, $24,000 for the roll-off. For the roll-offs only, and then another 10 grand for the truck. So now you're looking at $34,000.
And out here, Ricardo, out here, you got to have at least 10 to 12 dumpsters to make real money off dumpsters. If you've just got 3 or 4, you're just scratching the surface. You've got to get up there to about 10 or 12 to really make money. And have the commercial. I mean, it's pricey.
So, remember I told you that, Orson, if you have 50 dumpsters or 100 dumpsters, I believe you're making money. But you got 5 or 10, I don't think you're making any fucking money. Because I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't have sold the trailer. If I'm making money, I would have kept the trailers. I got rid of them because they were taking too much time, and I didn't think I was making enough money like I was in junk removal.
And these guys run ads as well.
Yeah.
A lot of them at the event, there were a lot of brokers advertising. So apparently these dumpster guys sign up with the broker, and that's how they're getting all their jobs.
Yeah,
I don't know that much about it, but even the guy who hosted the event, American AF Dumpsters, says that he uses brokers to get a lot of his leads.
What is the average cost to rent out a dumpster?
Here in DFW, you can get a between a 15 and a 20 cubic yard dumpster for about $300 to $350 is the going rate.
Orson, what size?
But between 15 and 20 cubic yards. I see it all the time on all the Facebook groups.
You know what? Here's the problem. You see it all the time, but you don't pick up the phone and call to get one ordered. I know how much they are because I have a 40-yarder on my property.
How much is your 40-yarder?
My 40-yarder costs $480. But I'm going to tell you why. But they give me a super duper discount. That dumpster's $595. I know those
30 yards that I rented were $575 a piece.
Yeah. So let me tell you something. A 20-yarder or a 15-yarder runs about $350, and then they fuck you when they come and deliver it because there's a drop-off fee of $50 and a pickup fee of $25. So you're paying almost close to like $475 for that same dumpster that was advertised at $350. That's the truth. You had a question, Marco, really quick?
No, I'm just saying that most of these guys that are getting into it, they don't even have a website. They don't have any online presence.
Bro.
And so most of them are paying for the website and then online ads, and it's just crazy.
We were talking to some dude that we just met who's local. You remember Orson? We're not going to say his name because he was a nice guy to us. And you remember who I'm talking about, Orson? The last guy, bald head, tall?
Yeah, I remember him. He's
And I
thinking
asked
about
him,
starting out in North.
He's just starting out, and I asked him, what's the name of your website? He goes, I haven't even got that yet. Bro, you're doing this backwards. Go get a website, then go get your stuff, bro. It's not like you're going to get a fucking phone call if you get a website. You're just not going to get anyway, he was just all backwards. Rick.
Another fact you got to think about this. So I rented mine for $370, and I gave him 2 tons. At 2 tons, I'm looking at probably just under $100 in dump fees. So you minus that, you're making maybe around $200 if you.
Well, only if the fuel's free, Rick. Don't forget, if the fuel's free.
Right.
Hey, you know, with all that weight, Rick, you're spending a lot more fuel.
Right. No,
and
that's
wear and tear on your vehicle.
Dump fees. You factor in everything else, you might be looking at what, $150 for a small dumpster.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Right.
Indio?
Yeah, we did a job over here, and 40-yarder was 900 and change for 7 days. 900 and change, man. It's crazy.
And then what was your tonnage? Would they give you like 3 tons, 4 tons?
I think it was 3 tons.
Hey, let me ask you, Clinton, why did you go? What were you going to do, Clinton? I forgot. I'm sorry.
What?
Why did you go last year?
Just to look at it because I was watching those guys on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
You met that AF guy.
The AF guy?
The little guy. What's the little guy's name?
That rolling
ops. We met
him.
him. We met him. He was a cool guy. I
cool
like
hell,
fanboyed.
And then Same Day Dumpster was out there.
So Rolling Ops was a nice guy.
Ops.
He was a nice guy. Tell him what he asked me if I was the guy that did what, Orson.
He asked me if you were the guy with the mannequins on TikTok. He didn't recognize Ricardo from Junk Removal. He recognized him from the damn haunted house.
Wow, isn't that crazy? And then he was trying to, I felt it that he knew who I was, but he was just trying to go around it. And he made 3 things. He said, "You're the mannequin guy." And I was like, yeah. He goes, "Yeah, wait a minute. You have all those fridges, right? You have that haunted house." But at separate moments in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 minutes later, he brings up the haunted house. 2 minutes later, he brings up the mannequins. 3 minutes later, he brings up, the fridges.
You were, because he even mentioned the Cybertruck.
Oh, that's
He knew who you were.
The Cybertruck. He knew who we were. See?
Yeah. He's got a big following.
Yeah, he knew who we were. He knew who we were. He recognized you, didn't he? From one of the some guys and recognized Orson from some of the videos too. And I don't know, everybody was really nice, but I could just tell everybody was broke for some reason. I don't know. I got that feeling everybody was broke.
But like they really put on a show that they had money. Everyone was there. Everyone was uniformed. Everyone had all their logos, everything else. The parking lot, I didn't see a single beat up car in the parking lot.
That is very true.
A lot of nice new trucks, but you could just tell that these guys were in debt. You could just tell because the math doesn't math. The math isn't mathing with this stuff, like they have hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment making like 200 off a rental. Like they're not making money. They're just we met a lot of guys who were retired with like pensions and stuff like that, or who were doing other things. I think dumpster rental is more of a way. Maybe it works in like rural areas, like where Fred is at. But if you're doing it in like DFW, I think you're just doing it to do something. I don't think you're doing it to make money.
I have the feeling that we had some guys like Rick Newberry. Rick, I think you do it for sport, Rick. You're really doing, you're set up. You have a beautiful house. You have a great wife. You have great grass. Your grass is awesome in your backyard.
Oh, yeah.
You go out and do work whenever you want to pay a fucking bill. You're going, hey, the electric's due. I'm going to go pick up some trash. And this is what these guys do. This is exactly
vacation. It's vacation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what these guys do. So I saw Orson talking. I was with Hunter, and he was talking to these guys, And they're just, yeah, we do it over here, and I'm like, these motherfuckers don't ever get out of the truck. These guys are like just dropping the dump. They're old. They're like 75 or 73. And then I saw Orson talking to some old dudes, and I kept on bringing up their T-shirts. We're talking dumpsters, and I'm like, so hey, that T-shirt's really light on you, and I kept changing the subject and shit. But they just seem like they do it. If they make any money, they're not about the money. I think they're just about getting out of the fucking house, to be honest with you.
Ricardo, I would say one thing about dumpster rentals. If you want to have dumpsters, it certainly is a lot easier on your body.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, that's the one benefit. You could, if you're smart and you do it right, you can make some money. But I tell you what, it saves your back.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that's for sure.
A haunted house saves your back a lot better, too.
Unless you're running like 200 plus dumpsters and have 10 trucks running. And
You're making money, brother.
The key thing
that's the only way you can make money, to be honest.
Yeah.
You got to be having 100 plus
dumpsters. The transfer station, because that's where my old boss makes a ton of his money, is off the transferring of everyone dumping there and sorting through all the shit.
And I'm going to tell you why, because you're nickel and diming everybody, Sin City. Let me tell you something. You're nickel and diming. You're making $50 here, $75 here, $45 here, because you got 5 or 6 motherfuckers on different trucks. You got 5 trucks. You got 100 dumpsters. You're dropping 15 a day. Everybody's doing it. One driver comes. He drops 4 dumpsters in one day, and that driver total at the end of the day, $125 profit. The next driver does the same thing. End of the day, $75 profit. And the reason I'm saying the number's so low is because he's driving the vehicle. He's putting wear and tear. He's doing dumping fees. He's, putting fuel in the vehicle. It's just the insurance. Oh my gosh, on these vehicles, the price of the vehicle. There's a cost per day on this thing. The third guy goes out. He does something. He makes $80, and the fourth guy comes out there. And he does 4 dumpsters too, and total price at the end of the day, he makes $125 profit. But you add that money together. Bro, it's good $500 profit you made. You see what I'm saying? The business made $500 profit, and you do it tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and next day. By the end of the week, y'all made $5,000 profit. It's a good business then. But if you're doing it by yourself with these dumpsters, man, you're not making any money. Orson?
There's a solo? No.
Orson?
Yeah, I think one thing that's in common with the dumpster rentals and junk removal is that, it's really a stepping stone into something else. So like Ricardo, like you use junk removal as a stepping stone to your haunted house, right?
Right.
Josh from American AF Dumpsters, he used his dumpster rental business as a stepping stone. Now he makes the trailers. He sells trailers. And that's his thing now. He sells trailers. And Rolling Ops, who we were talking about, he used dumpster rentals as a stepping stone to get real estate. Remember he was telling us about that? I think this is really just like everyone, you do it for a little bit, you just make a little cash, and then you try to get out and do a bigger business, something that's easier. Okay, and the same with junk removal, because like Rick said, this is hard on your body. You can't do this for forever. You got to figure out the next thing. And that's it. And with dumpster rentals, you just can't afford to do it forever. Eventually you got to quit because you're just in too much debt. And that's it.
One accident fucking close your whole business down.
Yeah. And let me tell you one thing that I do remember at the conference. There's 2 things. I bought a $17 hamburger. It was good, but it wasn't $17 worth. And the second thing was their speakers. Boy, if you want to take a nap, go to one of these things. These guys were making people sleep. Oh, shit. Orson, tell him about the guy that comes up there and says the thing. The racist joke. Not the racist, the political joke. Oh, my God.
That was kind of fun. He was an insurance guy. You're
not going to believe what this guy says on stage.
So,
I mean, this dude, let me first set it up. And Orson, you tell him what he says. He gets up there. There's about 100 people sitting down. There's people standing next to these $100,000 trucks that are parked. It's outdoors, by the way. It was nice weather. And there's tents on the other side. And this guy goes up there with really tight pants. Really tight pants. Some nice, clean loafers. And a tight Nike windbreaker. hair slicked back. And I think he was wearing shades, right, Orson? Yes, shades or no shades?
Yeah, he had sunglasses.
Yeah,
on.
he has sunglasses on, but everything's tight on him. Not excessively tight, it's just tight. And I just want to set it up. And let me tell you what he first comes out and says to the whole crowd. Orson, kick it off.
Yeah, so he gets up on stage, he looks at everybody, and he's like, hey, before I start, if you didn't vote for Trump, get out. Just stand up and leave right now. And he waited 5 seconds, and he was like, all right, first slide. And he was like, who did you vote for? Blah, 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 blah. And then everyone just quiet. We're all kind of a little confused.
Bro.
He pauses, he looks at everybody, and he goes, next slide. And he's like, you see that? There is something you hate more than insurance. And that's how he started his presentation. He was an insurance.
Bro, no shit. No shit. I thought it was a joke at first. I thought you break the ice like this. And that's something crazy I would say, but I wouldn't do it with Trump or political. I would say something stupid. How's everybody's dicks hanging?
Nah, I don't think he was serious. That was him breaking the ice.
Bro, he was
you
serious.
Don't think so? No,
bro,
I think he was, because that's
all about all the people that got up and started walking away.
Well, I think that they just, I feel like it was a joke. I feel like he was trying to say there's something you hate, because everyone hates insurance people. I think he was trying to say there is something you hate more than insurance people, political people. No?
Bro, it felt awkward to me. I mean, he delivered it.
Oh, it was very awkward. It was super awkward.
Was very quiet. Everybody got quiet. But the first word, he goes, if you voted for Trump, if you didn't vote for Trump, get out.
I'd like to point out, too, that I feel like you missed out the part saying, you know, this was definitely a very Republican event. You know, I mean, like,
yeah, that's true.
I feel like the dumpster run, at least in Texas, we were in Rome, Texas. I don't think the Democratic Party got one vote out there.
Yeah.
There were American flags everywhere, Texas flags everywhere. Like,
but Orson, you have to realize who is running the event. The guy's name is American AF. I mean, that's what you know. I mean, it's that's the whole culture.
I'll say Josh is American AF, the owner. Josh, he definitely speaks out a lot. That, you know, he's very Republican. He's very for Trump. But I really like how in every single one of his videos, he says, hey, go out there and vote. I don't care who you vote for. Just go out there and vote. And then he makes his spiel about how he's Republican. But he always does just say that, just vote. It doesn't matter for who. Just put your voice out there. And I like that. I thought that was real cool.
Yeah.
And I really think the insurance guy was saying a joke. I just think it was a very bad joke. But I think he was trying to be humorous in his insurance salesman kind of way. And he gave me like 3 water cups and 4 hats, so I can't really be mad at the guy.
Oh, see, that's fucked up, Orson. That's fucked up. See, Orson's now taking pity on him because of the free fucking water. Why didn't you just start the fucking conversation?
Just
with
like
that?
I also think
never mind, Orson. I'm a fucking
marketing industry awesome because they let me go over there
fuck
for
you,
free.
Orson. Get the fuck out of here. Clinton, go.
I can be bought so easy.
Did you say you had to pay for food?
Bro, this guy. Bro, okay,
we it was free when I went. That's why I was gonna go for free food.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you, bro. This guy says this. He goes, we talked to Hunter. I said, Hunter, and Orson's being a smart ass to Hunter. I knew he was, but he said, we're about to leave. Orson looks at me, we're about to leave. And I said, yeah, we're leaving. And he goes, I just don't think it's worth the ticket. And he goes, Orson, he goes, Hunter, how much did you pay? And Hunter's like, well, you know, I got the tickets were $300. I got it around $290. And he goes, how much y'all get it for? And I look at Orson. I said, don't say anything, Orson. Don't fucking say anything, Orson. Don't tell him this conference sucks. We paid $0 for it. Don't tell. Orson's like, we got it for free. I'm like, oh, bro. And it just kind of made Hunter go like, huh? What did I just get fucking ripped off or something? I'm like, shit.
That's not how
last year is free with free food.
I asked Hunter.
And then Hunter. The guy gets up there. Hold on, Orson. I gave you your platform, bro. Hold up. He gets up there and he's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great time to come out here. This is not the insurance guy, the racist guy, the political. This is another guy. He goes, I'm going to tell you, we got burgers out here. We got waters over here. And I'm thinking, barbecue? He goes, and we got barbecue, right over here. And I'm thinking, holy shit, it's free. Bro, when I get there, he says that, I start darting to the food. That was the first thing. And of course, it's food trucks, $17 burger. I just bought it anyway. It didn't matter. Anyway, it didn't matter. Orson, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I went up to Hunter and I asked Hunter, hey man, do you feel like you got your money's worth out of this?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
And Hunter looked at me and I was like, I know the ticket. I asked him, how much did you pay? And he was like, well, I'm not really sure. And I told him, I was like, you either paid 100, 200, or 300, because those were the tiers. I was like, I think I paid like $299. And I was like, all right, you paid $300. Did you get your money's worth? And he looked at me and he was like, I hope that the second day is going to be better, because it's a 2-day event. We asked him on the first day. He was like, I hope the second day was better. I was like, all right, so you're trying to say you didn't like the event. And then he was like, well, what did you think? And I was like, well, honestly, Hunter, we got here for free. We got sponsored to come out here. I don't think it was worth it. I think we missed out on a lot of money, because I missed out on about $800 worth of jobs that day. Ricardo probably missed out on $1,000. And whenever you go to these events, it's not just the ticket price. You're missing out on jobs, you know? Yeah. It's opportunity cost. And I feel like I didn't go the second day. I didn't go.
Yeah.
I'm glad I forgot.
Orson got Nike hats, bottles. He won. Orson fucking won.
Hoarder.
Yeah, little fucking hoarder rat. Oh shit, it's already 10:03. All right, guys.
Good night, fellas.
Good night, guys. Thanks for everybody being here. I'll see everybody next Tuesday night. Y'all have a good night, guys. Adios.